Hey, this is Christian, and I am one half of the Enchanted Tiki couple, and this will be my The Last Jedi movie review. Christina is not a super big Star Wars fan, so she didn't go to see it tonight. So I went to go see it at like 10:45 at night. It's like 2 in the morning right now, so I'm feeling a little hit, but I'm gonna pull through and do this. So, to give you a little bit of background, I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. I was born in '85, so just a couple years after the original trilogy ended. Raised on the original trilogy. Phantom Menace came out when I was 14, and like the summer before I started high school, so prequel trilogy came out after I'd already been, growing up with the original trilogy. And I'm probably one of the only people you're gonna meet that will actually say that they enjoy the prequel trilogy for what they are. They're not as good as the original trilogy, but I understand what Lucas was trying to do. Force Awakens, I was kind of let down by because I think that the acting was good, the new characters were great, the effects were great, all this, but it was, like a lot of people have said to me, it was just kind of a rehash of the original Star Wars. And that's why I was so happy when I heard that Rian Johnson was going to be doing Last Jedi, because I'm a big fan of his. I'm a very big fan of Brick. I think it's one of the best films of the 21st century. And enjoyed Looper and everything, so was excited to see what The Last Jedi would be. Going into this, saw a bunch of the early review tweets that came out, people saying that it's the best Star Wars film since Empire. I'm gonna have to say, I disagree with that. I really don't know how to feel about this film right now. I have a feeling that I'm not gonna know how I feel about this sequel trilogy until after Episode 9 comes out, and I can kind of see it as the cumulative whole. I don't know how I feel about this right now. There were definitely some interesting choices that Johnson made. There were some cool shots in it, which I don't think The Force Awakens had some iconic shots, if that makes any sense. I feel like this had some very interesting cinematography in it. There were some new planets introduced. I think that the casino planet was interesting. Definitely hadn't seen anything like that in a Star Wars film. I feel that Luke was underutilized, and I think that he definitely could have been expanded. And I just don't know. I don't know. This is probably not going to be a very helpful review because I'm kind of dealing with it myself. I think that were definitely some moments where you were like, I did not see that coming. One was kind of a bait and switch though towards the beginning, and when you see the movie I think you'll know what I'm talking about, but there was definitely one towards the middle of the film that I don't think anybody saw coming. And there was definitely some recycling from the original trilogy, and again, in terms of there were, as this is the second film in the sequel trilogy, there were some callbacks to Empire, and some recycling of dialogue and things of that nature, which I found odd because I wouldn't take Rian Johnson to be that kind of filmmaker, but he chose to do that. I don't know. I think that a lot of people are gonna love it. It's projected to open at $450 million over the weekend worldwide. Episode 9 is going to be out in 2 years, and maybe I'll have a better idea of how I feel about this sequel trilogy at the end. I feel like I'm one of the only people that aren't super into it, and I loved Rogue One. I thought that Rogue One was a fantastic Star Wars film. Mark Hamill's been going around on interviews for this film talking about how he's kind of disappointed that Disney tossed out George Lucas's outline for his idea of episodes 7, 8, and 9. And I kind of think I agree with Hamill, even though none of us really know what that outline was. I think that Lucas, when he was at his best, and when he is at his best, is as an idea man. And that's why the prequel trilogy kind of falls apart a bit, was because he was the beginning and the end of everything. Whereas in the original trilogy, he had the ideas, but there were people kind of saying, well, maybe that won't work, maybe we should do this or that, and he kind of had to mold his ideas a little bit more instead of just, going all out with it. So a sequel trilogy with the ideas by Lucas, kind of fleshed out by other people, interesting alternate universe. So, this review probably didn't help you in any way, and I apologize for that, but leave your comments down below. As always, if you want to support this channel further, you can check out Christina's Etsy store, where she makes handmade mouse ears and sells vintage Disney gear you can't find anywhere else. Or you can visit Amazon.com, where you can pick up one of my 2 books on Disney history, Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, Walt Disney and Technology, and True Life Adventures, A History of Walt Disney's Nature Films. Until then, may the Force be with you.